All the big YouTubers hating on Anthem. It is fun to jump on that hate train. I alone stand as the beacon of light, the beacon of hope for the Bioware Edmonton office and the new IP Anthem. It's going to be amazing. Change my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. First of all, why is everyone hating on Anthem? Very simple. It is made by Bioware, and as you all know, Bioware messed up on Andromeda. But to be clear, that is the Bioware Montreal office, yet it's still Bioware. There's a bit of a disconnect between the offices. I don't want to make excuses for them, but you also know that EA put them under a lot of pressure to spit out the game on time. Anyone here who's involved in software or anyone that knows game developers, you know what crunch time is. You know how they went into the office at 8 o'clock in the morning and did not leave till 10 p.m., had to skip lunch. That's how tough it is when it comes down to crunch time. Still, Andromeda was less than polished. Unfortunately, it is a big black eye on Bioware. You don't have to give EA any more black eyes. They have enough already. But EA, if you watched my previous video, has backtracked on the whole loot box story with Battlefront. No longer do you have to grind 2,000 hours or pay money to proceed in Battlefront. Now the loot boxes will be cosmetic, a step in the right direction, but it's going to take a lot more to earn back the trust of the gaming community. I don't think EA can actually get the trust back, but at least I've moved back in the right direction. So what is it that I know apparently about Bioware and Anthem that's going to be great that everyone else seems to be missing? First of all, everyone is assuming that Bioware are idiots. Let me ask you this. You guys with kids, when you tell your kid, hey, don't touch that hot pot on the kitchen, you'll burn yourself, what do? They go and touch it and burn themselves. Why? Because they have to try for themselves. The next day they walk in the kitchen, you say, hey, don't touch that pot. What happens? They don't touch it because they learned. Now, clearly, Bioware learned from what happened with Andromeda. Clearly, EA saw the reaction of what happened with Battlefront and Andromeda, and they have learned from it. I guarantee you, they've had meetings. They've sat down in boring board meetings and talked about it and what they can do. This is the reason why Anthem is delayed. They're giving it the time. They're not saying your crunch time is now. We want this game in 2018. I wish the game would come out in 2018. I guarantee you, they've delayed this game because they want to give them the time to spit out a polished product. Now, let's talk about something a lot of people are concerned about. That is games as a service. Everyone is freaking out that Anthem is a game as a service, meaning it is something which is supposed to continually bring in revenue versus selling a one-time item to play. I'll tell you why you should not be worried about it. The two games which I've spent the most money on, actually, I'm lying. Star Citizen is the game I've spent the most money on. But the two games besides Star Citizen that I've spent the most money on, PlanetSide 2 and Warframe. But Montoya, those games are free to play. Yes, they are free to play. But you know what? When you make a game that is fun, when you make a game that is fair, when you make a game that keeps people drawn in, they will be happy to give you money. Now, as you get older, you tend to have more money than time. In my situation, I have two small kids. If I can pay $5 and get myself that gun, instead of grinding 10 hours, I will pay $5 and get that gun I want and not grind 10 hours. The option is there for us. That's why PlanetSide 2 was so much fun. Warframe, great example I'm currently playing with also. There's a login tribute every day. I logged in and I got this 50% off for the in-game currency called Platinum. Absolutely. Took $50, threw it at them. You guys deserve it. I bought the in-game currency and I bought myself some things I wanted instead of having to grind for it. It is a great model if it's a good game. Now, Bioware is not stupid. EA, hopefully, is not that stupid. They see this. You know what they also see? Check this out, guys. First of all, individual on Reddit named Steve the Impact. He scraped some API from Destiny 2, got some player stats. And what he got was, well, pretty bad for Destiny 2. Well, I'm sure if you play Destiny 2, you know what this is. This is the player stats. Player attrition. Look at that chart. Look what is happening. It is dying. Is this a good business model? Put yourself in a boardroom now at Bioware or EA and say, is this a good business model? Everyone will say, no, this is a terrible business model. To develop Destiny 1 and to advertise it and to promote it, then have it die. Then have to make Destiny 2, advertise and promote it and have it die. Are you going to make Destiny 3? Probably not. It's a gigantic waste of your time and resources. You know what works? Check this out. Warframe. Look at the business model here. Now, this is an all-time chart of the play activity in Warframe, starting from 2013 with one person. Look how this chart has been climbing over the years, 2015, 16, 17. This big bump here is the Plains of Eidolon release, which I guess was it a DLC or more of a patch? They introduced a huge new open world concept to Warframe, a free-to-play game. Huge spike in play activity, brought in a lot of new people. The dip comes down. This low is higher than any previous peak. This is the model that Bioware, I guarantee you, this is the chart and the model that Bioware is looking at. This is what you want Anthem to be. You don't want Anthem to be Anthem 1 and then it dies, and Anthem 2 and then it dies. You make one good game and you continue with a game as a service. This is what profitability looks in the future. This is what Anthem is going to be in the future. I'm confident about it. While I have no insider at Bioware to confirm this, I can guarantee you they look at this chart and they say, this is what we want to do. This is why Anthem is delayed. This is why they're giving them the time to polish, to make a good product. Now, I know a writer left and a designer left and this guy left and that guy left, but you know what? There are a lot of talented people in the company still. To say that the game is going to flop because some guy left that was involved in the previous game, I don't buy it. You got to give everyone a shot, and you got to give Bioware the shot. I guarantee you, this is what they want to do. This is what's going to make the game successful. It is going to happen for them. So, guys, I say Bioware is capable of learning from mistakes. EA is capable of learning from its mistakes. You don't have to love EA, but Bioware will definitely take lessons from everything that's happened recently, and they will make Anthem the IP that will last the next 10 years. I am the only YouTuber saying this. I have no problem saying this. I am going against the crowd. I have no problem with that. I want you to change my mind. Give it a shot. So, post below. Let me know. Thumbs up. Don't forget, we start seeing a bit of Anthem coming out in E3 possibly. A lot of stuff coming out this summer. So subscribe to this channel. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification button. Apparently that's important these days. Thank you for watching, gentlemen and ladies, and I'll see you in the next one.